on the road. All right. This is the official greetings. I just would start with a little story this morning. When we were living in California, Tricia and I, and we had a tent in our backyard, and she it was a what was called the powerhouse, because when we lived in Quest Haven in San Diego, we or Encinitas area, we 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 saw that the founder there, Flower Newhouse, had a powerhouse, so that's where we got the idea. And so we had a tent in the backyard of our house in Village Park in Encinitas, and Trish would go out there and just had her crystals and had her pendulums and had her everything there, and everything was just powering in. And one day I'd go out there, and the way the light would come in and everything, it's just like really, there was an energy. There was really an energy. So I asked her when I walked in, I just wanted to say hello and just feel the vibes. And I said, "What is there a message for me? Can you dial in and get a message from the holy ones?" And she said, yes. They said that you need to make some more songs around the writings of Hafiz, the Sufi mystic. So I said, okay, well, okay, great. I'll take that. I'll own that. So I went into the house and immediately opened up my book on Hafiz and came and opened up to just a random page. And this was the poem that I saw, and then this is the song that I made from it. Okay, it was it was orders from the highest to have me write this, just to get a little melody going for these words of Hafiz. And I thought it'd be a great way to start this one. And okay, because you are the beautiful one. We are all the beautiful one. Every being on this planet is the most beautiful one. And now you'll understand when I sing this what the context of this. So close your eyes, everyone, and let's just be so thrilled that we are here to just let go completely of earth life, of completely of earth thoughts, of 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 the me and the mine and the ours and the do's and everything else, and just let it come in. Just let the truth come in, because your mind is a sponge and it will just absorb whatever you put into it. Okay, just will gobble it up, whatever it is. And this is the highest that we can put in, I guarantee. Right, I think you all are here for that reason. So this is the song Hafiz wrote, and then this is the song. Most beautiful one whom I adore. And when I saw this poem, I didn't put two and two together until I had sang the song and wrote the song and did that a few times. I went, oh my God, I was just out at her tent. All right, here we go. Most beautiful one whom I adore has pitched a royal tent inside of you. Most beautiful one whom I adore has pitched a royal tent inside of you. Has pitched a royal tent inside of you. So I will always lean my heart as close to your soul as I can. So I will always lean my heart just as close to your soul as I can. Just as close to your soul as I can. Most beautiful one whom I adore has pitched a royal tent inside of you. Most beautiful one whom I adore has pitched a royal tent inside of you. Has pitched a royal tent inside of you. So I will always lean my heart as close to your soul as I can. So I will always lean my heart as close to your soul as I can, just as close to your soul as I can. Let's all sing this together. So we'll lean our hearts as close to your soul, as close to your soul as we can. And we'll lean our hearts as close to your soul, as close to your soul as we can. Just as close to your soul as we can. And we'll lean our hearts as close to your soul, as close to your soul as we can. And we'll lean our hearts as close to your soul, just as close to your soul as we can. Just as close to your soul as we can. Just as close to your soul as we can. Visualize every soul, every person, everything you see today, doesn't matter, animate, inanimate, that you lean your heart just as close to that object or that person or the cloud or the sun or the clouds or the rain, whatever is the climate that's happening in your area today. But everything, anything, God is everything, everyone, everywhere. God is everything, everyone, everywhere. God is everything, everyone, everywhere. God is everyone, everything, everywhere. So relax, let go. Baby, God is you. You just got to get over it. Get over it. You just got to get over it. Get over it and relax. Let go. Because baby, God is you. So relax. Let go. Baby, God is you. Chorus. God is everything, everyone, everywhere. 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 So relax, let go. Most beautiful one, God is you. All right. We are getting close to ending chapter 10. Maybe today, but for sure next week. And what a chapter it has been to remind us of what we're saying right now. That everything, everyone, everywhere is the same thing, is God presence, is the eternal now loving presence. It's all we have to deal with. We don't have to think of the past. That's what, the old time therapists will do. They'll just have you just talk about the trauma that you had whenever it was, and then you're always dealing with something that's from the past when really we can kind of let go of that old concept now and just be in this eternal now present where the Divine Mother has wiped our slate completely clean. And this is just however we want to hold the space for ourselves this morning and open our hearts and our minds this morning and really be listening to that inner coach, our higher self. Really be listening to that heart that is so super intelligent and is so full of the divine indwellers, infinite love, right? And just listen, because if we're still and silent, the word listen has the same letters as the word silent. We can have the day of days, the moments of moments in here this morning. This is why we do Tuesdays with Tiom, right? So we can be in the Om together. We can completely let go of what's usually occupying our attention and distracting us from the supreme goal. So I have a little quote from Yogananda that I want to start with this morning. I got a lot of good things to start with this morning and to continue this morning and to end this morning. And if we had all eternity, which we do, we could just talk about this all the time, or more importantly, realize this all the time together until we completely blissed out, right? Completely blissed out. So Yogananda says this: do not take life's experiences too seriously. Don't take it too seriously. For in reality, they are nothing but dream experiences. All of our living in the past, this and that, and the future worries about this and that is a dream experience, my dears. The only thing that's real is for us to get real in this moment and know that there's only there's only one, the most beautiful one. So let's lean our hearts just as close as we can to that beautiful one inside each other, inside of ourselves, inside of everything. So don't take your life's experiences too seriously, for in reality, they are nothing but dream experiences. And this is a good reminder: play your part in life. Play it. Whatever is that unique you, right? Don't have to hide, you don't have to be ashamed of anything, right? It's all this tapestry and this dream experience of the infinite, unbelievably real, beyond your wildest dreams consciousness, and then the everyday kind of muck that we kind of find ourselves in this duality dream delusion. Play your part in life, but never forget that it is only a role, that it is only, we can add, a bit part, right? And we are all like seriously overacting. Right? Oh, so let me read you. I just picked up this. Maybe I'll read part of this daily download of divinity, because again, it fits exactly to our theme this morning, and it fits exactly. Well, yeah. Well, why wouldn't it? We're in the unity consciousness every Tuesday with the Om. All right. This is take it and don't take it personally. Take it personally and don't take it personally was the name of this daily download. You are definitely bipolar, I went on to write. You are both human and divine. In fact, according to yoga philosophy, you even have two minds, actually more minds than that. You have the manas, or sense-identified mind, and buddhi, or soul-identified mind. The strange case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde strikes again. We have manas mind, world mind, and we have buddhi mind, wisdom mind. Don't take it personally. You live in a duality. So many people flip out because they keep flipping over from good to bad, bad to good, spiritual to worldly, worldly to spiritual, abusive to being nice to abusive. And this flip-flopping back and forth is enough to drive anyone crazy. This is a universal issue, not a personal one. Don't take it personally. It's a universal God show, completely, 100%. The producer, the director, the originator, the light person, the the audio guy, the everything. You know, the humble little guy that just does his little task on the set there, right? He's everything. Don't take it personally. For a moment, let's look at the manas mind personality. First of all, everything revolves around the little self-centered I. You are so identified with the body that even when you have a cold, you say, I have a cold. It's I this and I that, so much so that the unreality of you becomes the soap opera reality. Don't take your role seriously, dears. Don't take your whatever's on your mind today seriously. Don't take whatever feelings or and regarding your health and and emotions. Don't take it seriously. Another manas mind symptom is depression. That's what happens if you take it seriously. It's depression. The mind is so restless and scattered, seeking outwardly, that every time you do, any chance of happiness and peace is ripped away from you. The more you seek happiness outside yourself, the less you'll find. Don't take it personally. Now, let's look at booty mind personality. First of all, you know that your I is spirit. And with that most blessed of all realization comes your complete surrender into soul, which is perfect individualized spirit. Take it spiritually or take it personally. Take that personally. That your I is spirit, and with that most blessed of all realization comes complete surrender into your soul, which is perfect individualized spirit. Take it personally. Typically, booty mind symptoms are inner peace, radiant health, and happiness that never goes away. There's no come down from this side of you that sides with the soul. Take it personally. You know, like Yogananda said, separate your perfect self from your dream imperfections and don't take personally those dream imperfections, but take personally your perfect self. All right. Maybe today is the day that it becomes crystal clear, crystal clarity, right? Today, right this moment in the eternal now loving presence. A manas mind party pooper is so sad and fearful on the inside because it is afraid of death and sickness. And by the law of attraction, that's exactly what's going to happen. Don't take it personally. A booty mind, though, what I call a booty mind jet setter, lives in the understanding that energy comes from Om and is vital, vibrant, disease-free, pure Shakti life force. Remember? Shakti, Shakti, cosmic energy. Shakti, Shakti, cosmic energy. Shakti, Shakti. Remember? That we are Shakti, cosmic energy, vital, vibrant, disease-free, pure Shakti life force. Can you imagine never getting sick, nor even thinking about it? Better said, that's when you focus on your perfection. Better said, wouldn't it make your life joyous out of your booty, your friggin' booty mind, knowing you are eternal, ever youthful, shining, radiant health? Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it make your life joyous knowing that you are eternal, ever youthful, shining, radiant health? Get used to it. Get over it. And take it absolutely personally. How's that for a fit? Let's get fit for the infinite. Come on, let's get fit for the infinite. Let's get fit for the infinite. You. 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 So relax, let go. Baby, God is you. All right? Now let's see what the scripture says. Let's see what the wisdom says. Let's see what our higher self is telling us right now. Let's hear what our soul wants to say, right? Are we gonna be empathetic listeners to our soul wisdom now? Are we? Ask Jim about the consequences of taking this world seriously, right? He has a great song about the consequences. That wisdom is the anticipation of consequences, right? When we forget the divine, wisdom is the anticipation of what life is like every day if we're not careful, right? On the stream delusion Earth planet. So this is verse 39, page 808. God talks to Arjuna, chapter 10, volume 2. I am. God, we're getting down to the end of all the things as manifestations. But next chapter, we're gonna read in poem form. We're gonna kind of have a long meditation around and intuitively imagine what the cosmic vision of the Lord that is all these things. Right? That is everything. The cosmic vision. All right, vision of visions. That's what's coming up. But here's the ending verses of all the things that were the highlight things that God is in this in creation, from the most beautiful to the low life. And this is one that is common to almost every folk that ever had a physical form, including the birds and the bees and the fishes in the deep blue sea. All right. And all the animals. I am the supreme one says. I am, furthermore, whatsoever constitutes the reproductive seed of all beings. You know, we live in a such a great little cul-de-sac here, and kind of on a hill, and our house is up on top, you know, and and we have a little canyon there that's part of our property, but it also a runoff when it rains. And but the deer come at a certain time of year, be coming soon, and they lay in there, and we watch them, you know, lay there. The mama lay there, and daddy come around every now and then boom, one spring morning we see a little baby deer. And that's just one little example, right? I am furthermore whatsoever constitutes the reproductive seed of all beings. There is nothing, O Arjuna, moving or motionless. You know, you'll probably see more motionless, but you're not really looking for it today. You know, all the structures, rocks, everything like that, than you do moving things, right? But maybe it'd be a fun game today to be aware of the things that are moving and the things that are motionless, because there is nothing, O Arjuna, moving or motionless that can abide without me. So there it is. And another Hafiz beautiful line or quote is, hello, beloved, I'm so glad to see you. That's where I got there. Hello, 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 hello. Beloved, I'm so glad to see you. Hello, 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 hello. Beloved, I'm so glad to see you. Beloved, I'm so glad to see you. Joy to you and joy to me, joy to all the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and joy to me, joy to all the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to me and you. That's another great practice right there, right? Hello, beloved. I'm so glad to see you. And you're talking to a rock. People think you're crazy. You're hugging a tree, right? Whatever. You're petting your dog with more love and unconditional love coming in and going out to that animal, and the animal's giving it to you, right? There's so many ways to practice our reality versus what? The unreality, the dream delusion. And look at this, Martha Roberts. Look at this, Marty. You're on. You're on the line today. Good morning, everybody. Say good morning to Marty. I told her just type something in there because she's been on kind of in incognito. Now she's on. That looks good there. Feels good to know you're on the love line. I knew you're on the love line. I know you're on the love line, but this is really the all aboard the Gita Express to the infinite bliss on manifest. All aboard. I'm in a very good mood today, my dears. Very good mood. It's contagious too. I feel your good moods. I feel how life is unfolding for you. I can only intuit that from the way it's unfolding in me. That's why I strive to every day be as high and be my highest best self I could ever be, right? Because I know it's you and you are me. Yeah, good morning. Marty says, Narayan, I'm so glad to see you. See this? This is our love. This is our love line to the divine. There's no day like Tuesdays with Tom, let me tell you. I'm saying that to myself. There's no days for me like this one because we get to download the Gita. We get to download Yogananda's consciousness. We get to download our own divinity. Wow. So don't mind me. It's a good day. Charlie Brown, it's a really good day. So, what a verse, huh? I am furthermore whatsoever constitutes a reproductive seed of all beings. There's nothing, O Arjuna, moving or motionless that can abide without me. So this is Yogananda's commentary. The Lord began the categorical enumeration of his manifestations in chapter 10, verse 20, and we're on 39. All right? The Lord began this categorical enumeration of his manifestations in chapter 10, verse 20, with the declaration, and I read this a bunch of times, I think, that he is the origin, existence, and finality of all creatures. Let that explode in every one of your 27,000 trillion cells right now. That source, that reality, that truth is the origin, existence, and finality of all creatures, great and small, good and bad. He now concludes, the Supreme One does, the transcendental absolute now concludes his recounting with the statement that he is also, that it is he also who is the seed within all beings by which he perpetuates his creation through nature's power of reproduction in all of its various forms. And we all are familiar with this process here, right? We all are, thanks to Adam and Eve, right? Everything that moves, that expresses the sattva perceptive and or rajas active attributes of God, from animate creatures to motion of wind, fire, planets, all forces in cosmic nature, and all that is stationary, inert, gross matter, the product of the tamas, the stationary, the things that don't move, are the product of the tamas obstructive quality. Oh, they're being solely to the omnipresent, but it's all good, right? All three gunas are okay. Everything is okay. Don't forget that everything is okay, because it's another acronym, as AA call them acronyms, that says fear, F-E-A-R, forgetting everything's all right. All right? Because everything from the highest guna to the lowest guna, owe their being solely to the omnipresent consciousness of God and the omnipotence of his divine will. Okay? And then this is a nice little part of a poem by Alexander Pope. It says, all are but parts of one stupendous whole. Man, you have a dislike about anything today? Then you are ripping a part of your wholeness, your holistic self, your all-inclusive self that is one with everything and everyone, everywhere, right? Same as God's omnipresence, exactly the same. You are just like taking a part of you and just throwing it to the winds, man. And then you feel incomplete. You feel unworthy, undeserving, and all this kind of stuff. We are all but parts of one stupendous whole. Name it what you want. But there's something about the holy name, I think, that is really powerful to say. Whether it's verbally or you're mentally or from the heart. The best is from the heart. So all are but parts of one stupendous whole, whose body nature is, and God the soul. So everything in nature and everything about soul. Divinity and humanity, right? Dancing together. Victory to spirit, victory to nature. I'm so happy and dancing. I'm so happy and free. Spirit and nature dancing together. Victory to spirit, victory to nature. That's why Yogananda wrote that chant. Spirit and nature dancing together. Victory to spirit and victory to nature, because it's all the one beloved. Hello, beloved. I'm so glad to see you. Wow, right? We can say that if we did nothing else but say that from our hearts quietly in the silence of our own beingness, and our own divinity that we say it to each other constantly on this love line. This is why it's so nice to see your names. So we go, oh, that's not just a name. That's just not a person. That's a beloved right there. And we can just be showering each other with love, with the light, the love and light. As the Clarks came on, say, we're here for the love and light. They brought the love and light. They are the love and light. Oh, it's a good day. It's a good day, right? So that takes us to verse 40. And verse 40 says, oh, scorcher of foes, Arjuna. Oh, scorcher of foes, Marty. Oh, scorcher of foes, Lisa. Oh, scorcher of foes, Jim. Oh, focus. Oh, focus. Oh, scorcher of foes, Vinny. And oh, scorcher of foes, Brooke. I think that's, and Narayan. Oh, scorcher of everything. Oh, Narayan G. Soul Star friends. Had a great. I mean, Narayan wrote me one day and said, "Hey, let's get us all together and have our retreat. We're ready." And I said, and I thought, well, okay, I would like to get my course online. Everything's online now, and then put a little AI intelligence in there. This stuff. The world's changing fast, man. It's changing fast on every level and every direction. It's just changing so fast. But anyway, and so we decided that one session a week for 3 weeks, we'll just kind of do our own thing. So we had our first session last week. So I'm offering that possibility to any of you. If you want to kind of create something, create something, more light, more happiness. That's all, more togetherness, because we are really brothers and sisters. Yes, we are. And even deeper in that, we're one. We're one with the one. So dial 111, level it up. Nice one, Narayan. Oh, scorcher of foes, Arjuna and Arjuni. Limitless are the manifestations of my divine attributes. Limitless, endless. I call this unchanging and everlasting, the stream. My concise declaration is a mare. This is quite a line. So all these manifestations of the Lord, right? Not to mention the wow factor, witnessing outrageous wonders of the reality, really, really, really true reality. All of it is just a concise declaration. All of it is a mere intimation of my proliferating glorious powers. It's just a mere little dot, intimation of my proliferating, ongoing, reproductive. We can reproduce. We can reproduce the spiritual way. What do you think that reproductive force is? It's the creative force, the creative vital force. There was an author who really was a famous author. I don't have his name right now, and because I don't remember where I read this or saw this, and the quote that I read from him, right, wrote many books, and he said, um, and I guess he was celibate for a lot of his creativity time, and he said, I just had a slip, and there goes another novel. Right? He used that life force, he used that vital force for whatever he used it for, but it wasn't to use the creativity of that life force to write another novel. He said, there goes a novel. I never forgot that line. I never forgot that line. So when the yogis talk about, they call it virya. That reproductive force is called virya, and it's liberating to the yogi because he just takes everything and transmutes it. If God is everything, everyone, everywhere, and is invisible and intangible, right? And just such a high refined consciousness that we all need to kind of keep perfecting ourselves any way that we can in baby steps, but baby steps lead to gigantic awakenings, right? That we too can have this we can have this created, that the essence of that creative vital force, the reproductive force, is pure creative. It's pure creative. So if you're missing some creativity in your life, just know that you have this. It's also called the Kundalini. Kundalini is kind of asleep at our root chakra. That's why we're trying to wake her up and bring her up the spine, right? This divine science of yoga is amazing. But this force is something that can bring such happiness to us. It can bring such happiness to us because it's so powerful. It's so powerful. And it's so creative that we can create like God creates from that power of the reproductive force. Isn't that something? He calls it his proliferating glorious powers. They're ongoing powers. So they're in us. Everything is in us. God is in us. Here's a nice little quote, a nice little affirmation for you. God in me, me in God. God in me, me in God. This might be the only thing that you remember from the stream, but that's okay. Take one nugget and activate it and put it into your heart and let that heart sing with that affirmation or make your own tune of that. God in me, me in God. I've been using that a lot at my first chakra, my first step. Are you guys still stepping it up? Step it up. Be the love. Step it up. Be the change. Step it up beyond bended knee. Step it up. I bow my head. Only you can surrender your life. Only you can surrender your mind. And only you can surrender your heart. And only you can surrender to love. Right? Step it up. Be the change. Harness. Martial yoga. Harness your life force. Harness this vital force and use it to lift yourself up. Lift your day up. Lift your mood up, my dears. There's nothing better than the Kundalini to get her awake and get her moving up the chakras. Okay? So, oh, scorcher of foes, limitless are the manifestations of my divine attributes. This is verse 40. Remember, we started at verse what? 20. 20 verses in. My concise declaration is just a mere intimation of my proliferating glorious powers. And when God is talking to us like this is our soul saying this. This is our higher coach. This is the coach, our higher self, the soul, right? It's always talking to us. So receive, listen. See what's moving and see what's not moving and say, beloved, I'm so glad to see you. Right? Declare everything as the divine beloved. This is why we lean our hearts as close to any object, any person, whatever, as close as we can. Most beautiful one whom I adore has pitched a royal tent inside this thing. Right? Everything. You know, everything you touch is sacred. How you walk on this earth is sacred. So Yogananda comments and says, countless are the dream dramas. Countless. What a producer, man. What a writer. What a ghostwriter God is, right? What a director he is. Countless are his dream dramas enacted in the creation, the preservation and dissolution of the causal, astral, and physical universes. Wow. All of that happening right now. All of it happening right now. And in the experiences of their dream actors, and as we mentioned, this is we're just playing a part. Don't take it personally. The part that is the limited side of you, and I don't care what it is. If it's limited, it gets parked. It gets parked somewhere else, right? And let's just focus on the perfection of us, who we really are. Most beautiful one whom I adore has pitched a royal tent inside of me. So I'll lean my heart as close to to my soul as I can. I'll lean my heart just as close to the God in me as I can, right? So countless are the dream dramas enacted in the creation, preservation, and dissolution of the causal astrophysical universes, and in the experiences of the dream actors, all of which are manifestations of God's power. God in me in you. Now, what does that say as you walk about, you know, I was just going to sing another little tune. Okay, I'll think of it. But it's as you walk along, God is walking you. What does Yogananda say? When I smile, God smiles through me. When I cry, in me, God weeps. When I walk, God is walking me. And when I wake, God greeteth me. When I stumble, God is sure. When I wake, thou greetest me. And when I die, thou art my life, right? He's everything. God and me and God as you walk along. You can walk on air today. You can walk so lightly today that you don't even remember one dream delusive thought that has been haunting you for many lifetimes. You won't even remember it when you know that God is walking you. Divine Mother is caressing you. Divine Mother is maybe carrying you today. Not even your footsteps, right? They're not your footsteps. You're not doing a darn thing here. God is doing everything. Now, isn't that a permission? Isn't that a ticket to ride? Isn't that something you can really, really use today to really transform your consciousness? Just that, God and me and God. And just make it an affirmation all day today. So the little I kind of disappears and takes a hike for a little while, right? Just to get some relief from the grief. Go park that little self somewhere out in the woods. Right? And be free, my dear. Be free. Be God. God is me. My me is God, nor do I recognize any other me but God. St. Catherine of Genoa. My me is God, nor do I recognize any other me but God. Only love, only love. I am love. Only God, only God. I am God. Only love, only love. I am love. My me is God. So many little tunes to remind us. So many little tunes to sing today, my dears, and make them up. If you're not a so-called creative person, how can you say such a lie? Right? You don't use your powers. We're too busy just frumping around, right? Wasting another day in many ways if we're not on our A game. So all of this is just manifestations of God's power. You are a manifestation 100% of God's power. And so if you want to kind of still be a kind of a factual kind of person, an intellectual kind of person, then why don't you use this Ayurvedic law, which says, keep it under 15%, all your human shenanigans. And if you want to be on a pity pot, keep it under 15%. But that other 85% has to be A game. And you'll be just fine. All right? So throw the dog a bone. When you have a bad hair day, don't make a big deal. Don't take it personally. Only take personally that which is the truth of you, and the other, not worth the time of day. Because all manifestations, you, me, everything, everyone, everywhere, is God's power operating us, soul power. And Divine Mother, actually, He's powering us up. Spirit and Divine Mother is operating us. So she's the doer of all our actions. So right there in our first two steps, we have freedom. We have everything we need right there. We could take it home to the Om. Let's go. With the Om. Every changing endlessness. God is ever changing endlessness. Changeless, ever changing. Changeless bliss, right? Ever changing bliss, ever changing joy. That's not so bad. Versus ever changing depressions and fear and worries, right? They're always changing. They're always coming in from different sides and angles. So you're always kind of caught up that this is important, that I dwell on this, because it's been hanging around me. Because that's the past, dear. You don't deal with trauma unless it's really something that you need to have, the usual kind of ordinary help, which is fine. That's perfect, right? But if you live in the now, everything's perfect right now. If you make a choice now and just say, I'm going to, God in me and God, and say that 1,000 times today, you can change everything. You have all the power. Look long, Yogananda says, everything you need and want is within you. Look, seek long and seek deeply, right? That's the secret. It's right here. It's so close. We don't see it. Ever-changing endlessness is God. How may the infinite be fully defined? Those are big words, but you cannot define that which is infinite. All right. So that's for 40. This is 41. Wow. We're moving along. We're really close to ending chapter 10. Can you believe it? Not to rush or anything. Let me just give you a little Jesus calling, because we haven't had Jesus for a while, right? Or maybe we have had Jesus. They're all one. They're all one. So if you've been on a roll with a deity, with that any aspect of the divinity or whatever, or your own ishta, right? Your own way of looking at what the beloved is. Maybe it's not a form, maybe it is a form. But whatever it is, this is a perfect quote. Learn to live from your true center in me, says the source. Learn to live from your true center in me. I reside in the deepest depths of your being, in eternal union with your spirit. God in me and God. Over and over again, we hear it from all these different sources, right? That's okay. Let it come in. Let your mind absorb it like a sponge. Just soak it up, my dears. The day is a day of days. Celebrate. Give someone a holler. Text someone or email someone on this love line. Because what in AA, if they don't keep seeking to help others that are alcoholics. Oh man, I have a couple quotes from them coming right up after the Jesus. Okay. All right. And then we'll go maybe look at 41. I don't think I'm going to rush to the ending here because it's too packed. It's too packed. It's too powerful. So let's just go on a roll, okay? Learn to live from your true center in me. Really take this in. I reside in the deepest depths of your being in eternal union with the spirit, with your spirit. God's saying this. In eternal union with our spirit. That essence of you, that spark in you, that divine spark, that immortal spark in you, that God is in eternal union with that eternal union, God and me and God. That is so powerful to repeat. It is at this deep level that my peace reigns continually. See, it's a deep dive, man. Deep dive. Go deep. Go deep. Stay, duck and cover. Duck and cover. And be like that tortoise that withdraws its limbs underneath the shell so that the bombardment of this outer world just doesn't tear you apart today. You are snug with the divine in the depths of your being, right? It is at this deep level that my peace reigns continually. So you'll always be at peace. You will not find lasting peace in this world around you. So there is wisdom, complete wisdom right there. You will never find lasting peace in the world around you. Yogananda says, why do you have to go through still countless human experience to realize And nothing in this world can make you happy. Right? Said again in this way, you will not find lasting peace in the world around you, in circumstances or in human relationships. In any circumstances and in any human relationship, you'll never find happiness. The happiness that is the real happiness. The external world is always in flux, under the curse of death and decay, our imperfections. But there is a gold mine of peace deep within you. Acres of diamonds we could add, waiting to be tapped. Take time to delve into the riches of my residing presence, the riches of this earth and the wealth of this universe belongs to thee and belongs to me, belongs to thee and belongs to me, belongs to thee and belongs to me. My Father and I are one. The riches of this earth and the wealth of the universe belongs to thee, belongs to me. God in me and God, eternal union. Enough said. The eternal world is always in flux under the curse of death and decay, but there's a gold mine of peace deep within you waiting to be tapped. Take time to delve into the riches of my residing presence. I want you to live increasingly, not less and less, but ever increasingly from your real center, where my love has an eternal grip on you. My love has an eternal grip on you. What? I want to live increasingly from your real center where my love has an eternal grip on you. I am Christ in you, the hope of glory. All right, just a little AA reminder here, okay? Somehow, it says in the big book, someday, the idea that someday it's called, the idea that somehow, someday we will control and enjoy this drinking is the great obsession of every abnormal drinker. So we can start thinking that somehow, someday, we feel like we're going to control things today. That it's left up to me. If I'm having a bad day, that's just in my mind constantly, whatever. And it's going crazy, just lies, 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 lies. The persistence of this illusion that I can control my drinking. Well, listen, we cannot control this duality dream delusion, my dears, or anything about outer life at all. Only thing you can control is to rest in your center where you are, where love has a grip on you and won't let go, has a tight squeeze hug on you and won't let go, okay? The persistence of this illusion is astonishing. And this is alcohol. Many pursue it into the gates of insanity or death. We learned that we had to fully concede to our innermost selves. It's a perfect fit, isn't it? We had to concede. I concede. Arms twist, but you give in, you concede. I give up. Right? Many pursue it into the gates of insanity of death. We learned we had to fully concede to our innermost selves, to this deep dive, to this deep connection with the truth and only the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, right? That we were alcoholics. And how many times have I said that we need to concede that we are delusionholics? But somehow it's different. The substance thing is one thing, but the delusion, that's quite another. That's times thousands, if not billions of times stronger. And we don't take it serious. We don't think we need to even apply the thing that applies to a substance abuse. Do we ever need to apply this? We need to concede to our innermost self. where the divine indweller dwells, and we live ever increasingly in that hug, tight hug, the love grip, okay? That we are delusionholics. This is the very, very first step in recovery, my dears. The first step is to concede this. Can you do this today? I will. I promise I will. I promise I will. Will you promise to yourself that you will concede the fact that you are absolutely under the spell of a major delusion here, and a delusionholic at that, if we still are focusing on our imperfections and haven't completely netty them, not this, not that, not this, not that, way out in the farthest reaches of the parking lot, right? This is the first step. Thought to ponder. When we try to control our drinking, we already have lost control. Soon as you slip back, this is why there's no happiness here. And think that we're okay now? No, never okay in this delusion. Never. Got to be on our A game, right? When we try to control our drinking, we have already lost control. So you've heard this before, the ism, ISM, I sabotage myself. I am going to read you in closing, so we have this big hit of the highest wisdom, this verse 41, okay? It's short, it's short. Any being that is a worker of miracles, that is a possessor of true prosperity, that is endowed with great prowess, know all such to be manifested sparks of my radiance. So let's say we're on our A game, and all of that amazing feels like we're living a miracle, right? Because we're so humble, and we see things moving, and we see things stationary. But beloved, I'm so glad to see you. Any being that is a worker of miracles, that is a possessor of true prosperity, that is endowed with great prowess, know all such to be manifested sparks of my radiance. Yogananda says, all individualized cosmic existences, man, angels, devas, intelligent forces that wield the laws of nature, that are possessed of the auspicious power of prosperity, success and joy. Success and joy. My father and I are one. We're born with it. It is our heritage, right? And our inheritance is prosperity, is success and joy. This auspicious power of prosperity, which bestows all forms of success and well-being, that exhibit mighty prowess against dark or negative powers of delusion. Understand these to be divine, circumscribed expressions. They are divine, circumscribed expressions, because we're still in body, we're still in form, we're still in this low plane of existence, duality, dream, delusion. So all of those things, those forms of success, well-beingness that exhibit mighty prowess against dark or negative powers of delusion, understand these to be divine, circumscribed expressions of my unlimited, illimitable being, scintillating sparks of my infinite intelligence. Now, only so I can keep this title, unchanging and everlasting. This verse 42, we'll probably start next week with these, but I mean, this is a good wrap. This is a good wrap up right here. Verse 42, but what need hast thou, O Arjuna, O Narayan, O Marty, O Vinny, O Clarks, O Brooke, what need have we for the manifold details of this wisdom? What need have we of the details of this wisdom? You have enough. You've always had enough. You had enough since you were born, right? We just didn't catch it. We're caught. You know, I'm a delusionholic. We haven't conceded that we are delusionholics, and we have to let everything go. But what need have we of this, the manifold details of this wisdom? Understand simply. This is a great ending for today. Understand simply. I, the I, the unchanging and everlasting. I, this is the good I. This is my me is God. I, the unchanging and everlasting, sustain and permeate the entire cosmos with but one fragment of my being. One fragment. That's like this quote up here where God's omnipresence is what is it? Is a mere intimation that all his limitless manifestations are a mere intimation of his proliferating glorious powers, just a mere intimation, just a little beep intimation, a little. And this that says on this verse 42, I, the unchanging and everlasting, sustain and permeate the entire cosmos with but one fragment of my being. Please practice this mantra this day, please. God in me in God. God in me in God. And this was that little tune that I forgot, but it just popped in my brain. May we walk in freedom. May we feel his peace. Om Shanti Om Shanti Namaha. Namaha means I bow. Om Shanti Om Shanti Namaha. May we walk in freedom. May we feel his peace. Om Shanti Om Shanti Namaha. Om Shanti Om Shanti Namaha. May we live the truth. May we be the truth. Om Satya Namaha. Om Satya Namaha. May we live the truth. May we be the truth. Om Satya Namaha. Om Satya Namaha. When I smile, love smiles through me. When I cry, in me love weeps. When I walk, thou art walking me. And when I wake, thou greetest me. When I stumble, thou art sure. When I die, thou art my life. When I stumble, thou art sure. And when I die, thou art my life. God in me in God. 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 Oh, 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaha.